Hey, my name is John Joyner, and I am a worship pastor. I've been leading worship for over a decade, and it was during my freshman year of college that I really felt God was calling me into lifelong ministry. And I surrendered to that call and have dedicated myself to being a worship pastor.
You have the power of all, but you washed our feet, though you were right to rule, became servant king, became servant king.
So my journey into ministry has led me to many places where God has challenged and developed me, both spiritually and musically, every step of the way. I love how Philippians 1:6, God talks about how He's not going to be done working in us while we're here on earth. I believe that we have a responsibility to join our efforts to His to that end, to be better ourselves, but also to encourage others to be better as well. As I become a better worshiper, that gives me the credibility to call others to the same end.
In love you came here, laying down your glory. You were fighting for me, you were drawing us near, invited to your kingdom, living in your freedom. In love you came here, laying down your glory. You were fighting for me, you were drawing us near, invited to your kingdom, living in your freedom.
So after I graduated college, I joined 12 Stone Church's residency program. That's in Lawrenceville, Georgia. And this is a 2-year intensive where you are given hands-on experience in the ministry that you feel called to. So for me, that was worship. And also, this is where I met my now wife, so I'm incredibly grateful for this residency program. If you ever meet Kayla, you'll know why. She's the best part of me, and that's fairly obvious pretty quickly. This is where I learned how to leverage a deep, personal, private hunger for God into an expressive outpouring of public worship. I learned that you can only lead people to places that you've already been yourself.
Your best is yet to come, Lord. We know that you're not done, no. Your best is yet to come, Lord. We will keep pressing on.
God has been really kind to me my entire life, revealing Himself to me from an early age. I was fortunate enough to have parents that grew me up in the local church and always pointed me to the saving knowledge of Jesus and what He did for me. And I feel like year after year I've gotten to know more and more of who God is and what He's done for me. But the most incredible thing about God to me is that no matter how deeply you know Him, there's always infinitely new levels that you can reach with Him. There's always infinitely more about Him that you can discover. And so that means for the local church that every person that walks through the doors, from the most immature to the most mature, from the most spiritually lost to the most spiritually alive, every single person that comes has something new they can discover about God. That fires me up. I love getting to be the worship leader, the worship team, as the front line of opening up the presence of God for people as they come in. It's incredible to know that God uses music to change lives.
Who shakes the whole earth with holy thunder and leaves us breathless in awe and wonder. The King of glory, the King above all kings.
I know that worship is much more than just a song. Obviously, worship is a lifestyle. I pray that my worship leadership calls people to not only worship Jesus with their voices and with their hands, but also with their lives. But it's undeniable that God somehow puts His power into music. My favorite example of this is in Acts 16. Paul and Silas have been imprisoned, chains and shackles around their hands and feet in the innermost part of the prison. They begin singing. It's around midnight. They begin singing hymns. And it says in the Bible that the worship of those two men broke the chains of every prisoner, and all the door hinges came off, and everyone was set free because of the worship of two people. There is undeniable power in music. I don't know why God has designed it that way, but I love it. And I love getting to leverage music for the kingdom of God. And the worship of 5, of 8, of 2 people can help break the chains of everyone in the room. I believe worship is imperative in the local church.
You came not to be served, but to lay down your life. Our King of infinite worth, becoming finite. You lowered yourself to raise us to life. Oh, great servant King, be lifted high.
So as Christ followers, we are called to live a life that glorifies Jesus. And as a worship pastor, I feel called to helping others realize their potential for such a life.